And that makes me sad too, you know. And Aris, I think you're 100% right. If you're not finding enjoyment in something, then you know you got to move on. And it's tough because it's been such a big part of a lot of our guys' life. It's not easy, right? And I'm sure it wasn't easy for you either. You know, when you said you love Soul Calibur, you love Tekken so much, but you had to step away from it. So yeah, it's like I said, sensitive times at the moment. But what can
You
I
know,
say?
let me say something. I want to say something. This situation that you brought up, this whole thing about you being concerned that you can't openly speak about the game, or else there will be like negativity from the company that makes the game, and the way this feeling, this modern feeling of like the guys who actually do commentate the game speak about it in this really peculiar way where you can't help but feel like they are shilling this shit. They don't say anything negative ever. Everyone's so fearful, you know, of saying anything. That is the type of culture that is just terrible. And for the fact that Namco has created this type of culture and turned the Tekken community into a place where the people who care about it the most can't openly express themselves out of fear, that is more embarrassing than anything in the game itself. You guys should be ashamed
Yeah.
of
Yep.
yourselves.
There it
That
is. That was the shit that I saw. The clip.
the people who care the most about your game are afraid to say how they really feel about it because you're gonna then not let them do whatever. You should be ashamed of yourself that is the case. The only reason you even have a say in who commentates your tournaments is because of events like Electric Wing God Fridays back in the day when we did it for free. You didn't even know what commentary was. You didn't even know
Yeah.
who to hire or
Holy
anything.
fuck, he's cooking.
It was organic. And the fact that you are now creating a culture where people feel suppressed and all you can have left is like some guacamole shit, that you should be ashamed of yourself. That's worse than anything in Tekken 8, the product. The fact that you've created this environment for your creators, shame on you. That's how I feel about that.
That's real, man.
Holy fucking
It's,
cooked.
like I said,
Oh my
yeah,
god. Clapping
yeah,
hands
well
to the
said.
chat.
I don't think there's much more to say. All I can say is, guys, thank you very much for coming on, Joey, Aris, Rip, and Super Grima. Because again, like I said, it is. I was not planning to bring back Heat Speak. The reason being because I was tired. I know that this podcast has caused issues. It's caused issues for people. But you know, bringing it back and having you guys on, it's been amazing. Any last words? Kim, I'll start with you. Like before we close up here.
Listen, thanks for the therapy session, guys. I really needed that.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. It was a pleasure talking about Tekken. You know, I spent the last several years just wildly, blindly shitting on anything even related to it because I want to distance myself from not only the game, but annoying fans. You know, it's like something that's really like Tekken is plagued by just really annoying, demanding, and like they've just turned me into a really bitter person when it comes to Tekken. They're so
Barking at the
annoying,
moon.
right? But coming
Barking
onto
at
this
the
podcast,
moon.
I really wanted to be like constructive and not just like wildly shit on the game the way I normally, and I will tonight. I will go back to that. But while we're on this podcast, I wanted to be constructive and kind of be as like positive as I could while still you know, expressing the way I feel. And I think that you giving people the platform to do that is in itself the whole key. And it just is embarrassing again to me that the fact that when I stopped doing a podcast is because I didn't like the game. I didn't want to talk about it anymore, right? For you to like the game and no longer do a podcast out of fear of it, that is just deplorable.
It's actually kind of insane to think about. That's actually crazy to think about.
By whoever created this situation. Deplorable. It makes no sense. So, you know, I'm happy that you gave me the opportunity to express that in a place where normally I would never say this because I don't really give a fuck enough to say it. But I like you guys. And I know this is something I used to care about. So you gave me a platform to express myself in a way that I normally don't, and I likely won't soon. So thanks. I had a good time.
No, thank you so much, Aris, and to everyone as well. It was so great having you guys on the perfect panel here for this podcast. And yeah, hopefully there will be more as well. You've given me some motivation as well to continue doing this. And I see you guys in the chat as well. All of you guys appreciating the podcast here, because I think it's good and it's important to have somewhere where people can come together and discuss things about the game without feeling like they are restricted in some way, right? So let's just hope for the future to be good. And again, I'll say, like I said it in the last heat speak, for the developers that are watching, for people at Namco that are watching, because I know you're watching, I know that as a fact that you are watching. It's only always been done because we care. It's only always been done because we want the game to be the best it can be, and that's the reason why everyone here has put in years of hard work to develop the community.
Years is an understatement.
And develop the game to get to where we are today, where the game can be at in Saudi Arabia at the Esports World Cup and have the kind of ecosystem that it does. It didn't come from nowhere. As Aris and Rip mentioned, they were doing, locals back a day, decades ago, right? And it came from somewhere, right? And that's the reason why we're out here, man. So it's all out of place of love, even if they might think that criticism is bad, and people who are working at a certain level should shut up and not say anything. I don't agree with that. I think that we should be able to talk and constructively give our criticism in order to make the game good, and it comes from a place of love. But that's all I can say, guys. Thank you so much, Aris, Rip, Super Kuma, Joy, Fury. Thank you everyone at home watching as well. This will be on.
This was a really, really, really good podcast. I knew I was gonna enjoy this, and I'm happy that I asked back if I could watch this. I'm gonna link it in the chat so you guys can go give it a thumbs up, and I'm also gonna have it linked in the video that I'm gonna be posting of my entire reaction to this. This was like a 9-hour long stream, by the way. A 9-hour long stream. Yeah, sure, I paused the video a lot and all that shit, but I think there was a lot to talk about. There was a lot to talk about. Whether y'all like it or not, there was so much to talk about. It's cool to see like Aris kind of like I don't want to say like stepping out of his box or stepping out of his bubble, but like be willing to get on the podcast to talk about Tekken, because like why the fuck would he care? Aris is in a position where he doesn't need to care about Tekken anymore, but he was still willing to get on and talk about these things. And the things that Aris said, I agree, what everybody said in the podcast was just solid as fuck. Solid as fuck. I agree with majority of the things, even like if my view was like a little bit different, where I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but here's my take on it. Yeah, that's all I can say. That's really all I can say about this entire podcast. That's it. That's literally all I can say. Once again, it's back. My brother from another mother. Thank you for letting me react to this. Yeah, I don't know what the future is gonna be for Tekken 8, but I do know it's not going anywhere. That's all I know. It's not going anywhere because of people that will still support the game even when the game is absolutely garbage. There needs to be like a drastic change for when it comes to this game, for sure. And I mean drastic change as in, people should like actually stop playing the game. Something that's really, really gonna go under like, we need something that will really go under Bandai Namco's skin. You know what I mean? We need something like that. We really need something like that. We need something to like really like bite them, in the butt. Something that really makes them go, okay, the way we've been doing things, it doesn't work no more. Let's do some of the stuff that the community wants. But I don't know. I don't know, chat. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I really don't know.